With regard to Phule, his family, particularly Ambedkar's father, had great respect for Phule. The assertion of Dalits and of the Shudras in general was largely felicitated through the interventions of Phule. From Phule also he received many other ideas. For instance, Phule talks about the complex legacy of colonialism. Phule talks about the promise that colonialism held out, although it did not remain true to that promise. Ambedkar, in a way, constructs this idea afresh. Phule talks about the strengthening of the dominant classes and castes in India under the influence of colonialism. Ambedkar reasserts that position. Phule warns people that they should not necessarily fall a prey to the then mainstream nationalism because they might be befooled in the process. Similarly, Ambedkar thinks that unless nationalism comes to reflect upon itself and begin to encompass those in the social margins, then people might be taken into a trap wherein one mode of domination comes to be replaced by a far worse mode of domination. However, Ambedkar also became critical of certain directions that Phule's intervention took in terms of political action. Phule talks about the unity of the Shudrati Shudras, of the untouchables and the Shudras, whom Phule describes as the most numerous part of the nation. Sometimes Phule also equates them as the part of the peasantry as a whole. Ambedkar, however, remains cautious. He emphasizes that there are contradictions within the Shudrati Shudras. The dominant sections of the Shudras have already been co-opted within the national movement. They begin to see any assertion coming from the lower sections as an assault on themselves. And Ambedkar's theory of caste in terms of ranked order goes very well with the kind of development that were taking place. Ambedkar is also critical of the kind of cultural autonomy that Phule's project lent itself to. Ambedkar thinks that while recognizing diversity is important, nation cannot be actually constructed merely through multiple diversities, but there need to be a common ground to sustain the nation over time. Therefore, there is a very different kind of emphasis with regard to cultural diversity that we find in Ambedkar.